So after reflecting a lot on Virat Kohli and his decision to retire, I can't help but go back to one innings at the back end of 2023 versus South Africa, and looking back now, I think it's the last time we saw prime Kohli in action in test matches. We have to look at the context of Kohli at the time. We are already well into the Kohli slump by this point. Since 2020, he hadn't been that world-class player that he once was. However, we all know about Kohli's work rate and desire, and you felt that maybe he would transform himself as a cricketer, much like other players have done at the back end of their careers. Perhaps we started to see it in ODIs for a long time. He hadn't played dominating cricket, he was an accumulator and someone who only turned it on when it was really needed. Not someone who would dominate all the games as he tried to in his youth. But in this series versus South Africa, it was a fearsome pace attack featuring Rabada and Jansen, and still we saw Kohli change his game plan. There was a new trigger movement, his front foot didn't plant on the crease, and he waited more like a cooled spring for the ball. This Kohli didn't have to play the percentages of risk and reward, unlike some of his other test matches away from home where he had to balance the beautiful cover drives with the leave, as is well documented in his test career. He could score off those balls in the channel much like a Joe Root, and in the second innings of the game is arguably the best I've seen Kohli bat. He could score off anything, he had all the time in the world, and he didn't look like nicking off. Even as wickets fell around him, he was still world class. I remember thinking, wow, this is the blueprint for the rest of Kohli's career. With this technique, he can become a world class player again. Much like Sachin, who enjoyed a late career renaissance, you maybe thought that this was Kohli's moment to do the same. And for a while you felt that this was the case. He had some low scores versus Bangladesh, but a 70 versus New Zealand and a 100 in the first test versus Australia, you felt like it may be him getting back to some sort of level and consistency. However, with failures punctuating those knocks, it was clear that what once made him great was no longer there, and ultimately that led to the decision to retire.